My name is Kristen Becker. I teach at North Star Elementary, the Gifted Education Program. Public speaking is such an important skill that everyone can use throughout their lifetime, that I think starting young is the best thing to do. It gives them lots of practice and confidence. I approached this task by starting with the students watching video clips from the Conrad Soapbox show. They were really excited about it, excited about being able to share their ideas and what they're passionate about. Also some nerves as well for the filming day. I'd like them to take away the value of their words, both if they're speaking well, they can get their point across and people will listen, but also that they have a voice and that they can use that to share their passions and make changes in the world.
My name is Elaine and I'm in 5th grade. I picked my topic because I'm concerned about how much plastic people are wasting. It is important because plastic, it's in the landfill and is run as litter, and that can damage our environment. Think of all the animals that could just die from plastic. Over 100,000 marine creatures die from it. It is also changing their habitats. In addition, some plastic leaches toxic chemicals into our soil and water. That also makes air pollution. Plastic breaks down soil, and when animals eat it, they choke and die. It can affect human health because plastic can damage the environment. That causes land, water, and air pollution. Air is what we breathe in. Having air polluted can just make the human health worse. How much plastic do you think is in the landfill, whereas around the world as litter? 79% of it is in the landfill, whereas around the world as litter. Only 9.1% is recycled. Some plastic is picked up by strong wind that goes far distances. Some end up in the ocean and some end up in the nature. If more and more plastic ends up in the landfill or as litter, it would be harder and harder for it to decompose. Most plastic takes 10 to 20 years to decompose. What can we do to help the earth? You can take place to take care of our earth in many ways. For example, you can clean up lakes and rivers, make sure your family recycles the right things, and use less plastic in life. While in a grocery store, bring your own bag instead of using plastic ones from it. Or you can buy a water bottle, metal water bottle, and not use a plastic water bottle. If you use less plastic, in a couple of years there's so much less plastic in the landfill or as litter. As a result, less animals die from it.
My name is Aaron and I am in 5th grade. I decided to pick this topic because every year I always get a cold because of something and I do not know what. And it's obviously because of the air I'm breathing in. That's why I decided to do a topic about air pollution. Every minute, enough of the sun's energy reaches the earth to meet the world's energy demands for a whole year. Combine this powerful energy source with other available energy sources like wind, moving water, and heat. It seems almost impossible that our human population depends on the burning of fossil fuels to meet all of its energy demands. And this doesn't look like it will change much in the future. Fossil fuels are non-renewable energy resources. Their supply is limited and they will run out, but fuels such as wood can be renewed endlessly. Fossil fuels release carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, and so on. Carbon dioxide adds to the greenhouse effect and increases global warming, while certain levels of nitrogen dioxide is the increased likelihood of respiratory problems. It can reduce immunity to lung infections. This can cause problems such as wheezing, coughing, colds, flu, and bronchitis. You can help by reducing the number of trips you take using your car. Try not to use the fireplace or wood stoves. Avoid burning leaves, trash, or any other materials. Don't use gas-powered lawn and garden equipment. Avoid smoking indoors. Quitting smoking is the best answer for overall health. Use craft supplies in well-ventilated areas. Minimize clutter. Remove carpeting if possible. Use a dehumidifier and/or air conditioner to reduce moisture. If more of a community does these things, more of a change will happen.
My name is Aditi and I'm in 5th grade. My topic is why styrofoam is bad, and I chose it because styrofoam is harmful for our environment and our bodies.
Think
about our world with 90,000 styrofoam manufacturer workers dying because being exposed to toxic fumes. Think about our world in 10 years with Americans throwing away 25 billion styrofoam cups a year. Styrofoam is taking up 30% of our landfills, meaning we need to reduce styrofoam from our daily lives. So what is styrofoam? Styrofoam is expanded polystyrene. Polystyrene is petroleum-based plastic. Petroleum is harmful for our environment as it increases pollution and causes land animals and sea creatures to die. Styrofoam also has a negative impact on our bodies. When heated food is placed on styrofoam, chemicals leach into food, making the food poisonous. Styrene is also in styrofoam. The International Agency of Cancer says that styrene causes leukemia and lymphoma cancer. Even when manufacturing styrofoam, toxic chemicals pollute the air and put workers at risk. So if styrofoam is that bad, throwing away styrofoam is an option, right? But styrofoam never breaks down or biodegrades into the soil when it is in the landfill. Why not recycle then? Well, more and more recycling companies are not allowing styrene products like styrofoam, so it becomes harder to recycle. What have we done to help? How can we as everyday citizens help? Well, towns and cities are slowly banning styrofoam around the country. Maine Governor Janet Mills has recently banned styrofoam in Maine. We can do a lot as well. For example, request your school to use paper trays rather than styrofoam. You could bring your own restaurant takeout containers, avoid buying styrofoam packaging peanuts, avoid using styrofoam egg cartons, and make your own bean bags. Reducing styrofoam from your daily life might be challenging at first, but it will benefit our health and the world around us.
I'm Alex and I'm in 5th grade. The topic I chose is world hunger, and I chose it because I care about people going hungry around the world.
Imagine it. Every 10 seconds, a child dies. Families cry, all because of hunger. Hunger kills more than AIDS, malaria, and tuberculosis combined. More than 821 million people are suffering from lingering hunger. Almost 25,000 people die each day as a result of hunger. Do you know how serious it is? A cause is climate change. Too much or too little rainfall can damage crops. Many families live under $1.90 a day. In the US, $1.90 can buy a cup of non-fat Greek yogurt. Luckily, there are many organizations working to end world hunger. Some are Action Against Hunger, the Hunger Project, Heifer International, and the Red Cross. They are helping many countries such as India, Burkina Faso, and Peru. These organizations are providing food for the poor and teaching them how to grow crops. You can help by donating money and food to these organizations. Let's work to end world hunger.
My name is Ishan and I'm in 5th grade. I chose safety on road workers because I thought that the amount of road workers dying per year is way too much. Road work involves more than just the workers on site. It also involves public transportation. Safety should always be the first priority for everyone involved. When we think of road workers, we think they're just some people who work on roads. That's obvious, isn't it? But they are humans too, and some people tend to forget that. They think that it's fine, that they can drive as fast as they want in work zones. Usually they end up crashing into a worker. Speeding is the main cause of injury and deaths in the work zone. This is a problem because in 2016, road worker deaths rose to 103 from the fairly low amount of 72 in 2013. Half of the average worker fatalities were from cars and equipment. 3/4 of the said workers were involved in the highway, street, and bridge category. That's inconceivable, right? Wait until you hear this. From 2011 to 2015, over 400 incidents were recorded. That's way too much. Currently, the only action being taken is that roads are closed and traffic is rerouted. In my opinion, this is not enough. I think that the state should increase visibility of workers, put up stronger barriers near roadwork, and close roads being worked on more often. We can also do something about this, such as driving more carefully near roadwork, making sure to turn on headlights during dusk, not drinking and driving, reporting drunk drivers, and not speeding, since most of the injuries were related to speeding. This is what you should do to keep both you and any other road workers on site safe. Make sure you do these things so that road workers are able to go home safely.
My name is Teddy and I'm in 5th grade. I chose that we have to stop killing animals for people's entertainment because I just really hate animals dying and I want to stop it. $250,000 bulls are killed each year just from bullfighting. Even though people get paid from bullfighting, we can't keep killing animals for it. In most countries, bullfighting is illegal, but in countries such as Spain, Portugal, and other Hispanic countries, bullfighting is perfectly legal. After the fight, a person called a matador stabs the bull and kills it. Dogfighting is when two dogs are forced to fight each other until one is left alive, also for people's entertainment. Another form of entertainment is chicken fighting. Chicken fighting is when two chickens fight each other until one is left. Trophy hunting is when hunters try to kill the biggest animal possible, such as hippos, lions, tigers, deer, geese, and other animals. If you kill a human, you can live your whole life in prison. If you kill an animal, you can spend up to 3 years in prison. Animals have feelings too. So if an animal dies, their family members will know that they died and they'll be as upset as human gets when we lose a loved one.
My name is Sammy and I'm in 5th grade. My topic is how people don't get clean water, and I chose it because millions of people die because of not having clean water, and it shocked me because I knew how people don't get clean water, but I didn't know it could cause this much loss for so many people. Can you imagine? Something everyone needs to live isn't clean and millions of people suffer from it. 780 million people need access to clean drinking water and 2.5 billion people need improved water sanitation. Mexico, which almost 3/4 of the country drink bottled water only. Also Bhutan, because only about 1/3 of their drinking water has no contamination. Because of not having clean drinking water, an estimate of 8,001 children die from diarrhea each year because they don't have a clean water source. People get worm diseases because they have guinea worm larvae in their water. People end up shorter than they're supposed to be because the water they drink isn't clean. Thankfully, there are charities like Charity Water. All the donations they get goes to getting things to help clean the water. There's Maya, which provides a clean water source to the Philippines, Brazil, Canada, South Africa, and the Bahamas. Also, there's Water.org, which provides water and sanitation to developing countries. What these organizations are doing is great, but every small action we can take can help. We can clean up streams, never pour chemicals down sinks or toilets, and plant some plants near riverbanks. These simple things can make a huge difference.
I'm Joshua and I'm in 5th grade. I chose why I should stop smoking because I don't like when people smoke and I don't like the smell. And I think people should stop because they can die from it. Did you know that 480,000 people die from smoking every year? Did you know that smoking will make your lungs turn black? When you smoke, you inhale the chemicals in the tobacco. It will get in your lungs and you might get lung cancer and even die. Actually, lung cancer isn't the only bad thing it can do to your body. You can also get heart disease, stroke, emphysema, and 13 other kinds of cancer. Even worse, smoking can even hurt other people. Did you ever notice that when you smoke around other people, they're plugging their nose and mouths so they don't inhale the horrible smell and they don't get secondhand smoke? When you have secondhand smoke, you might also get lung cancer, have breathing problems, have heart disease, have extra phlegm or mucus, and have lots of other diseases even if you have never smoked before. Governments are starting to ban tobacco in advertising and promotion because of the number of people dying from smoking. Even you can join in. If you see one of your relatives smoking or something, tell them it's bad for your body. You can ban it worldwide and stop making tobacco in factories so they won't be able to smoke anymore. Quitting can reduce your chances of getting cancer in 10 years. It can reduce the chances of your loved ones getting secondhand smoke. It can help you breathe easier. It can make lots of things a relief. Let's try to make this a smoke-free world.
My name is Perez and I'm in 5th grade. I chose that we should stop cutting down the rainforest because if we keep cutting down the rainforest, we won't have enough oxygen to survive. We cut down 6,000 acres of the rainforest in 1 hour. We need to stop.
The rainforest provides a lot of our oxygen and cleans the atmosphere so we can breathe. It has plants that make medicine and cure diseases. It holds 2/3 of all the species of plants in the world. If we keep cutting down the rainforest, it can change the climate and water cycle. Many helpful plants and animals all die when they cut it down. For example, the orangutans and Sumatran tigers are going extinct because of deforestation. People are helping by planting trees where others have been cut down. Some are finding wise not to use paper, and others are only using recyclable products. Also, people are not eating a lot of meat because people are cutting down the rainforest for room to raise cattle. Another way people are helping is by looking for sustainably produced products. We can help too. Instead of cutting the rainforest down and ripping up everything, we can cut trees in a way that lets more grow. We could also make parks that protect the rainforest. You could donate to organizations that are trying to stop people from cutting it down, such as Amazon Watch, Rainforest Action Network, and the Rainforest Alliance. You can give money to tropical countries so they would stop cutting down the rainforest because most of those countries are very poor. So if everyone helps out, we will have a much healthier Earth.
My name is Matt and I'm in 5th grade. I chose that we should stop ocean pollution because I think the animals are getting hurt and I don't like it.
4.6 million people die each year as a result of pollution. We have to stop or more than half the world can die very quickly. Ocean pollution is caused by humans using chemicals. Then, the chemicals are traveling to the ocean. Then, they are being put into the ocean. We have to stop polluting the earth because there is a 1,000-mile wide belt of plastic pollution. There is also a New Jersey-sized dead zone. Before 1972, the military and citizens dumped sewage and chemicals into the ocean on purpose. The pollution kills the animals, and it is also killing us. The Environmental Protection Agency is an organization that keeps the oceans and land safe from pollution. They made a couple of laws against ocean dumping and also against marine debris. They also clean oceans and marine debris. We have to stop ocean dumping and oil spills, and we have to contribute to cleaning the ocean. The ocean is so vast, and we are filling it with tons and tons of plastic pollution. This is a big problem that is getting worse.
My name is Rashab and I'm in 5th grade. The topic I chose is why we should not use electronics all the time and other things we could be doing. I chose it because lots of times I see people on their phones or other gadgets and there could be much more better things we could be doing.
Imagine life without technology. Would it be good or not? Some people love life with electronics and some people just like life without them. So many people carry a phone, iPad, and iPod, but have you ever wondered what other things you could be doing? Every day, people are using devices and rarely keep them aside. Most of the time, kids are on phones or other devices. Incoming texts, calls, and notifications are constantly beeping, which keeps most people on their phones or other gadgets. With all the time that people have spent, what could they have done otherwise, accomplished, or interacted? Using electronics is also a good thing if you're doing something right or accomplishing something. But if people are always using their electronics for games and other things, then it can damage your brain if you're on it too much. People may already be trying to help, but this causes addiction for people. Lights constantly blinking and flashing is bad if it gets over 2 hours. Parents should know about these things if they haven't already. Think about the Amish people who have no electronics. They still have things to do that are fun. You can help by putting aside your gadgets and trying something else, and you could call a friend to your house and play for a while, which will keep you distracted. Will you help to convince people about this?
My name is Emma and I'm in 5th grade. I chose global warming because I like to help the earth and I believe that we should make a change to this issue.
Have you ever wondered what is causing heat and climate change? Well, the answer to that is global warming. Global warming has been a problem over the past decade. It changes the nature of global rainfall, evaporation, snow, streamflow, and other factors that affect water supply and quality. A major impact on the environment is warmer water temperatures that impact coral reefs and marine life. In fact, in places below the equator, such as India, global warming has caused alarming effect to jobs. Scientists estimate that by 2030, 34 million people will lose their jobs due to heat stress. Also, global warming causes 75% more severe heat and hurricanes than in 2001. This weather will cause waterlogging disease and many other symptoms. Right now, many plants and animals are suffering through ice caps melting, increasing sea levels, and extinction. One of the many species that fit this description are the polar bears. Their habitat is melting and it is getting harder for them to hunt. Global warming is caused by greenhouse gases, otherwise known as GHG, land use change, aerosols, and soot. Now that you've heard about all these problems, the main question is, what can we do now? There are many solutions to this problem. A few of them are to expand renewable energy and transform our energy system to one that is cleaner and less dependent on coal and fossil fuels, increasing fuel efficiency, placing limits on the amount that polluters are allowed to emit, and reducing tropical forest deforestation and its associated global warming emissions. You can even contact your state's governor or your local environmental group. Now, let's stop this problem.
My name is Julia and I'm in 5th grade. My topic is animal testing and I chose it because I care about animals.
Did you know that over 100 million animals, including rabbits, puppies, cats, frogs, guinea pigs, mice, rats, monkeys, hamsters, fish, and birds, die a year from drug, chemical, and cosmetics testing? And that's only in the United States. Animal testing is a big problem, and it's always right in front of us, but we don't even notice it. Products that test on animals are in our everyday life, such as Avalon, Benefit, Clinique, Estee Lauder, Makeup Forever, OPI, Maybelline, and Victoria's Secret. Please help the animals by staying away from products that test on them. Only 3% of animals survive product testing. That means 97% die from them. Imagine your pet being thrown in a cage, locked up on a long flight, only to come to a horrible place to be tested on. Extremely sad, right? Well, that's happening to over 1,000 animals as we speak. A fourth of the world's population of animals are going to be tested on and then most likely die. But we can change that. Help all those animals today by reducing the amount of products that test on animals by buying less of them. You can also help by supporting animal rights groups such as American Humane, Animal Aid, and Animal Equality.
My name is William and I'm in 5th grade. I chose the topic of raising the minimum wage because I think that everyone should have a right to pay.
Did you know that 1.8 million people are paid the minimum wage? That's $7.25 per hour. Not even close to enough money to raise a typical family of 3, 4, or 5. 43.1 million people live in poverty in the U.S. 15 million of those people are children. That means that 13.5% of people who live in the U.S. are in poverty. Imagine if you worked as hard as you could but could never seem to make enough money. Wouldn't that be hard on you and your family? On July 18th, 2019, the U.S. House of Representatives accepted to raise the minimum wage to $15 in 2024. Douglasia Nicholson is a mother with 6 children trying to survive on the minimum wage. The hardest part of her predicament is that one of her children has asthma. That makes them pay visits to the emergency room 6 to 10 times a year. With the wage of a cashier at Church's Chicken, it's pretty hard to pay for food. But should those people out there have to wait? Why should they wait while we could help increase it now? You can help by supporting acts such as the Minimum Wage Fairness Act and by voting for representatives that support increasing the minimum wage. You can also help people struggling financially by looking out for people on the streets and giving them food, water, or money. So remember, you can make this a world where everyone can be happy.
My name is Leon and I'm in 5th grade. My topic is to stop unequal pay, and I chose it because I think that it's a big problem, and at dinner, my dad and my family, we talk about it sometimes, and I'm pretty interested.
Wouldn't you feel cheated if you did the same job as someone else, just as well, maybe even better, but
but you got paid less because of something you cannot control. Well, this is happening to women all around the world. I believe that everybody should receive the same amount of money for the same job, whether they are male or female. Unfortunately, women earn only about 80% of what men make for the same job. In 2013, the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that female full-time workers aged 35 and older had average weekly earnings of approximately $706. On the other hand, the male median weekly salary was $806. Inequality has been in our history for a long time, but there have been efforts to address this issue. For example, in 1938, the Fair Labor Act was made. Then in 1963, President John F. Kennedy signed the Equal Pay Act improving the Fair Labor Act. As a result, the gender pay gap has been decreasing, but we need to keep in mind, this is still an ongoing and significant issue. There are ways for us to help stop unequal pay in our everyday life. For example, we can try to treat people fairly and be aware of our own bias.
My name is Joseph and I am in 5th grade. My topic is bullying, and I chose it because I think it's a problem that I think most people go through, and I think they all want it to be stopped.
Have you ever been bullied? How about seeing someone else being bullied? If you said yes, that's okay. You're not alone. Most people have. 1 out of every 5 people are a victim of bullying. That means 1/5 of everyone in the world was a bully. 160,000 people skipped or quit school because of bullying. Think about that. And that's only verbal and social harassment. 70% of school staff have seen people being bullied, and only 28% did something about it. Most of the time they tell the bully off, but if it's extreme, they'll probably make the bully write something over and over until they promise they won't stop bullying. Bullies can also get detention, which is one way to help control a bully. There are also some things you can do to help stop bullying. One thing you can do is stop it before it actually happens. This includes making the potential bully happy by making them your friend, or if you see someone that's upset, talk to them to make them feel better. You can also tell a teacher to set up a class meeting to talk about bullying. You can try to avoid the bully. For example, you could sit on the other side of the classroom, or you can stick up for or make a group to stick up for the person that is being bullied. I think surrounding yourself with your friends can be one of the most important things I've listed as a way to deal with a bully. I hope you take to heart these ideas if you ever encounter a bully.
My name is Rachel and I'm in 5th grade. My topic is honeybees, and I chose it because I watched some videos about it and I thought it was important. Honeybees are an important part of our life. They are a part of making more than 1,200 crops and over 100 crops in North America. Honeybees help make about 1/3 of our food and help produce almost all fruits, vegetables, and nuts. But honeybees are dying from CCD, colony collapse disorder, which is when the worker bees just disappear somehow. But scientists say pesticides are the main reason they are dying so fast. Depending on the pesticide, it could kill a bee immediately before it goes back to its hive. Then what would happen if these bees disappear? Some people would say that if bees disappear, we'd only have half of the food at our supermarkets and it would be more expensive. Well, Einstein quotes, "If the bee disappeared from the face of Earth, man would only have 4 years left to live." So here are some ways that we can save them. 1. Make a bee garden. Plant flowers like lilacs, lavender, mint, and sunflowers. 2. Don't use pesticides or herbicides. Some of them aren't that good for humans either. Even if the bottle label says it's organic, it can still harm bees and other beneficial insects. So try to use the bee-friendly ones or just don't use any. 3. Plant trees. Bees love trees that bloom flowers, and plus trees give us oxygen and help the environment too. 4. Raise money for your local beekeepers. You can do a garage sale, bake muffins, and so on. And that money you donated to them could save a hive of bees. Will you take an action to save the bees?
My name is Wei Ling and I'm in 5th grade. I chose littering as my topic because I care about the animals that die every year and I want everyone to help stop ocean pollution. Have you ever thought of littering as something much more than just throwing a piece of rubbish on the ground? You should. Everyone should. People litter because they're too lazy to go find a trash can. This is a big problem that affects our ecosystem in a tremendous way, and I want everyone to know what littering can do to our precious marine creatures. If you litter anywhere, then you've made a poor choice. Littering is such an important problem that you can get fined for littering if someone reports you, and it's expensive. From $500 the first time to $2,500 if you create a bigger problem. Littered trash can be blown by the wind into the ocean. This has been a huge impact to the lives of millions of sea creatures. It's our most important problem. Over 100,000 marine animals are killed every year by ingesting plastic items from the sea. This is ultimately why we must act, so you can make the choice of helping or not. If you want to help and prevent your favorite sea animals from dying of plastic ingestion, you can stop using plastic straws, plastic bags, and of course, go to parks or neighborhoods to pick up trash. Many people are doing that already, and you can make more of a difference by joining the cleanup process. 4,600 turtles are killed every year because they ingest plastic bags thinking they are jellyfish. Straws are eaten a lot too, by many marine animals including seabirds. About 1 million seabirds die each year by consuming plastic debris found in beaches. Disturbing photos show how much plastic litter are in dead marine creatures. Their stomachs are filled with trash. This littering problem has grown worse and worse over the past years. We have to act now before it's too late to do anything.